with another video, and today I'll be showing y'all this rot build I made. It's helped me clap a lot of DLC bosses, including Radahn. I did beat Radahn with this build. I also beat Bale the Dread with this build. And yeah, it's just all around a really good, build. So yeah, uh, as you guys can see, the weapon for this build is going to be the Rotten Axe. You get this from killing a Rotten Duelist in the consecrated snowfields. He's located right here. You just literally have to run past the town. Just take him out right here, and he'll drop the Rotten Axe along with his greaves. But that's just a part of a whole new set that you need to kill multiple duelists for. But what we're after is his axe, which is the main source of rot, excluding spells. But yeah. So you want to plus 25 it and put Lion's Claw with poison on it. I know it's probably not like the most ideal thing for this, but it helped me a lot because you can interchange this Ash of War, but I prefer Lion's Claw, especially because that poison buildup is absolutely insane. Plus the Scarlet Rot buildup. So if both proc at the same time, you can literally just dodge the rest of the boss fight and he'll eventually die, or you can just keep inflicting crazy ass fucking damage. Because it already puts out an insane amount of base physical damage. Next up, we got just the Finger Seal, obviously just for casting spells. And the armor, we're doing the Rakasha set for the 2, 4, 6, 8. The 8% attack power buff, we're wearing the whole set. And it's just for the attack power buff, honestly, because... And it looks really cool, especially with the red and the red on the axe. It just looks really fucking sick. Moving on to the talismans. We got the Dragon Crest Great Shield just for that. It kind of like cancels out the increased damage taken by the Rakasha set. That's why I put it here. We got the Great Shield Talisman, the Two-Headed Turtle Talisman. It's also in the DLC. But I mean, yeah, if you're gonna be doing this big heavy Ash of War with this axe, you're gonna want some pretty decent stamina recovery to go along with it. We have the Shard of Alexander, just because most of the time you will be using all of that Lion's Claw, and yeah, the Lion's Claw is a devastating ass skill. So yeah, we got the Shard of Alexander and the Axe Talisman. I found the Axe Talisman very useful, especially in the Promised Consort Radahn fight. I always got up behind him next to on his attacks and did one of these, and then I could back off. And when he got on my Mimic tier, Lion's Claw, then we'd back up again. He would take aggro again. We'd get on him, charge it up, and it would just dish out a lot of damage. I mean, but you guys can really change this up for how your playstyle is. I just put this here because I didn't really know what else to put here. But if you guys do have a better selection, just go ahead and put it there. So, moving on to the Physick. I put the Bloodsucking Crack tier and the Stone Barb Crack tier in here. Bloodsucking Crack tier, literally just for the attack power. Stone Barb Crack tier is because Lion's Claw, it does insane fucking poise damage. So if you're like spamming the shit out of the boss with it, you're eventually going to get a crazy poise break. You're going to get a poise break, and especially because this has 100 crit. So you're especially going to get more damage out of that. On top of the base damage, on top of the Scarlet Rot and Poison buildup, that eventually will be proccing. And especially if it has already procced and you proc it again, it can just shred bosses like crazy. Like, this is the build I've been running for a while. Like, ever since I beat Radahn with it, it's just been the fucking carry of this build. But yeah, especially if you get a poise break on a boss fight, it can go absolutely insane. 100 crit on top of the base damage, on top of the uh, poison and rot buildup. And yeah, it's just an all-around great choice for this physic. Anyway, moving on to the buffs and spells. Buffs, we got Golden Vow, Flame Grant Me Strength, and Howl of Shabiri. These are all just pretty standard buffs. Attack, attack and defense, you know what I'm saying? Physical damage, and 35% attack power damage increase. And these are like essential spells, especially for better rot buildup. Rotten Breath and Ezeki's Decay are absolutely wonderful spells for this build. I've heard a lot of good things about Scarlet Ionia, but I just really don't see it in my playstyle because like I don't really find any time in a boss fight to get off this long ass spell. So I suggest you guys use some pretty quick spells like this, like Rotten Breath and Ezeki's Decay, just for like pretty immediate Scarlet Rot buildup, and it doesn't cost that much FP. So yeah, these don't cost a lot of FP. Ezeki's Decay does cost a little more, but honestly, Rotten Breath is better than Ezeki's Decay. So you guys can switch this out for another spell of your choice, like Magma Breath. As you guys can see, I put Theodax's Magma in this because of just a big AoE attack. A big AoE attack, and yeah, it just does do a lot of damage. Especially if you want to trade out that Stone Barb Crafteer for the Flaming Shroud Crafteer just for your spell buffs. That's also a possibility. You can put Magma Breath here. You can put really whatever you want here. You can put spells that were just regard your Mimic Tier, like just so your Mimic Tier can cast them. I do that sometimes. I just put spells there just in case my Mimic Tier wants to cast them and just goes crazy with the spells. But yeah, if you don't want Ezeki's Decay there, you can go ahead and throw both of the Magma spells in there. That's what I do because it does DPS and AoE. So these are the best spells that I can come up with if you guys don't want Ezeki's Decay. But yeah, I put Theodax's Magma Breath in here, like just like otherwise, like it would be here no matter what. But if you guys do not want Ezeki's Decay, if it's like too much FP for your guys' like stats, then maybe switch it out for some Magma spells. Even though these do cost a lot of FP. And Theodax's Magma isn't necessarily better. They're kind of the same thing. And this one just costs less. So, again, this could be switched out for, you know, anything of your choice. I mean, Scouring Black Flame, not bad. Black Flame Fireball, not bad. You know what I'm saying? Erdtree Heal, not bad. Especially if you're in like some sort of big fight. I mean, if you're running a staff, you know, Night Comet, insane spell. Like, literally one of the best spells in the whole game, in my opinion. Like, this spell beats, like, more than 70% of the spells in my spell book. Like, this fucking spell is insane. Especially against, like, just against base game bosses, it's fucking insane. So, again, if you guys don't want to put these, like, boss spells in there, like Ezeki's and Theodax's Magma, you guys can just literally just interchange them for the same spell, like Rotten Breath and Magma Breath. You guys can also throw in like literally any other like element, I would say. Like you guys can throw ice in there if you want to. You guys can like Ghost Flame if you're really feeling like that. Maybe throw some bleed spells in there. You can put physical protection. Hold on, give me 1 second, guys. Sorry about that. You guys can put like protection spells, black flame protection for physical damage negation. If you're going up against a fire boss, you know, flame protect me. You can do some crazy shit. You can put Fortis Axes, lightning spears, all the red lightning spells. You guys can put frozen lightning spear here. You guys can literally put anything that fits your playstyle. So this last memory slot for the spells can be interchanged for like just anything of your guys' choice. But here I would usually put Thirax's Magma, just because FP doesn't really matter to me, especially in my build. I have a pretty big amount of FP. I have 40 FP, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 40 mind. And I mean, if we do the spell, it doesn't really do that much. And this big ass AoE does fry bosses. So if you guys have pretty like good mind, then Thirax's Magma or Ezekiel's Decay wouldn't really mess up your FP at all during a boss fight. And I just only carry like one FP flask just because I don't see myself using all my FP in a boss fight, especially if I'm using this kind of build. And yeah, that's spells, physic, talismans, armor, weapon. Paired up the Mimic Tier and you guys will be shredding fucking bosses in the DLC. I mean, if you guys haven't unlocked the DLC yet, then Bloodsuck and Crack Tier can be replaced with, I mean, literally anything. You can put a charge attack tier in there and switch that out for the talisman. Put whatever you want here, or I mean, like vice versa, I guess. Like keep this here, put whatever you want in here. You know what I'm saying? For the armor set, I mean, you can really just get creative, I guess. Banished Knight, not bad. Knight's Cavalry, not bad. You know what I'm saying? Crucible Knight, not bad. Radahn, not bad. Tree Sentinel, better. You know what I'm saying? You guys can really get creative with the armor and the talisman and the last talisman slot and physics setup you guys can have here if you guys do not have access to the DLC. But if you guys do have access to the DLC, then this is the whole setup I recommend. But I mean, you guys don't have to take my word for it. But please do not be using the stats on the far right. I probably should have mentioned that earlier, but the stats on the far right do not align with this build. I was just experimenting, doing a little bit of experimenting action, going into detail on what could be what or what could be better in what, you know what I'm saying? So please do not use the stats on the far right. But actually, they do kind of fit this because it scales off of strength and dex. My thing scales off of, you know, strength and dex. And faith a little bit, just for the big spells. Like most of our spells have pretty big faith requirements, I'm pretty sure. Let me just check. Yeah, like a 33 minimum faith requirement, especially for Howlift's Brewery, which is pretty important to this build. But, I mean, it's pretty important to any build, in my opinion. But yeah, guys, that's the best rot poison build I've ever seen on this game. Like, at all. Like, ever. And yeah, it's actually really fucking drippy, too. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. And if you guys have any comments, questions, concerns, suggestions about this build, please drop them in the comments down below. And I will drop a lower level build for this, or a lower level like setup for this build in the comment section, so just keep an eye out for that. And yeah, I'll catch you guys in the next one.